Hey guys, how's it going? Just gonna do a little affirmation that I found that helps quiet your reasoning mind, because when you're trying to when you're going along on this journey, your reasoning mind's really a bugger. It doesn't want you to waver in anywhere. It wants you doing exactly what you did the day before. Right? It doesn't like change, right? It wants to keep you safe. The affirmation is: the unexpected happens. My seemingly impossible good now comes to pass. And you just say this over and over and over and over and over and over and over. Every time something happens, find one of these affirmations or another affirmation from someone else, an affirmation that you extremely resonate with, and say this thing. I can't stress it enough. 100 times a day is probably not enough. In the beginning, you have all this old conditioning. And if you're not going to stay present all day, which is almost impossible if you have a job or kids or going to school, or it's hard to just stay present constantly. So as your mind wanders, you just need to reel it back in and say these affirmations. Find one that really works for you. And you have to say it over and over and over. You don't have to say it out loud. If you're around people, you can say it under your breath, right? But you have to do it or nothing changes. These thought forms that come in are like gangsters. They are worse than the mafia. Like, this is the biggest, I don't want to go off on a rant, but I need you guys to understand that we are in a mental battle. There's been people that have conformed and got us on a journey in this physical that is not 100% real. They've portrayed that all we are is consumers. They've made us consumers by programming us through commercials and radio content. And so if you're not going to stand up to these thought forms, which they're worse than the mafia, they're gangsters. They are trying to tear you down constantly. You got to make a committed decision at some point and stand up and say, enough's enough. I'm not going to be like this anymore. If you really want to change. If you don't want to change, then that's great too, right? You're going to go through life just skating through. But I just, that's another thing that really frustrates me, is that we're conforming, right? I hear people all the time talking about this is expensive, that's expensive. I'm just hearing these people say these things. I could help you, but you probably wouldn't accept the information that I'm giving you. It's a really tough thing when you've studied this stuff and you really understand it and you know it works because you've done it in your own life. Guys, if I can do this, if I can change my life, everything that I've been through, most of you have not been through the life that I've been through. I promise you. And I know for a fact, if I can do this, anyone can do this. But you got to start understanding and becoming aware that these thoughts are coming in and they're keeping you a prisoner. You have to start standing guard at your mind and standing up to these things. And you do it through truth with affirmations. If you don't want to believe in God, then believe in energy. To me, it doesn't matter what you want to call it. Buddha, Krishna, I don't care. There's 100 and something different names. There's 1,400 different religions in California alone. This stuff's getting out of control, but whatever you want to call it. In AA, they call it a higher power, right? You can make it a doorknob, right? And you come to a realization that without this thing, I'm powerless. I can't do any of this on my own. I need help. That's what I had to do. And that's what everyone I've studied had to do. And so they've taught me all of these things through study and mentorships. And now I want to help as many people as I can understand this information. I just want to do it in a simple, easy format that everyone can understand. I don't want to go off on all these scientific philosophies, and because it divides us, right? Now people start thinking, well, that's too spiritual, or that's too religious, or I just want down the road, easy, understandable things that you can do to change your habits, which will change your thoughts, which have to change your feeling. And if your feelings change, your results have to change. There is no other truth. You can't change your feelings without your results changing. That's the power of your subconscious mind. Call it God, call it whatever you want to call it. That's how it works. But it starts with stopping these gangsters that are coming in, trying to keep you stuck and keep you feeling like you're not good enough, smart enough, tall enough, skinny enough, cute enough, whatever enough, right? That's their whole goal, is we are just so packed full of lack and limitation. And then we get into the program and we just roll through life thinking that this is it. We're born, we're here for 80 years. We try to have a decent job. We retire, die 3 years later. That's why we're here. If you believe that, I'm sorry. That's not reality. Find some of these affirmations that I've given a lot. Just go through my channel. You can find 15 or 20 of them for sure. Or find a good book and find these things. But you have to stop these thoughts, right? Because what happens is, even if you can generate thought, right? You don't have to wait until some catastrophe happens in your life to generate a thought. You can generate a thought consciously. And in doing that, we can never have more than we feel we deserve, right? So you can look at it, you could get a printout sheet of 1,000 people and see their results, and you'll know exactly what kind of thoughts they have and what their inner talk is. And it's no secret, just most people are unaware that that's what's going on. Their dialogue's not good, their thought processes aren't good. If they make it, sure, the top earners and the top performers, and they do all of this stuff, I'm telling you, I promise you. I've studied thousands of them. They're into this stuff. They might not talk about it when they're being interviewed because it's not the cool thing to do, but I promise you, I've found some of their other podcasts or other interviews they've done that aren't as in the public eye, and they all use this stuff, right? They know that you have to change your personality to have a different reality. You can't have a negative personality and have a positive reality. It just is impossible. Thanks, guys. I'm going to do some more videos, but I promise you, if you can stop these limiting thoughts and start squeezing them out with some positive things and start changing how you feel, everything will change for you. It's a fact. I've done it. I've studied thousands of people that have done it. It's not just well, they're lucky or they're right. I've said before, if anyone around you is doing really, really well, then you can. If Warren Buffett can be a whatever billionaire, then so can you. But you have to believe it. And so the mental battle starts with, how would I get to where I believe I deserve that, right? How much energy are you willing to put into this thing? If you're not willing to put a bunch of energy in because you just won't make a committed decision and actually change, then it's just not going to happen, right? Thanks, guys. Have a good day. Bye.